with Jenny Ritter, the legend from Michigan softball. I'm Lowell Galindo. Welcome to Norman, Oklahoma. Now, a lot has changed between both these programs since they first squared off on February 8th. Michigan got that win, yet they were the team that really had to sweat it out leading up to the selection show. But now the Wolverines are in a regional. They have the edge when it comes to experience, third straight trip.
Yeah, and Michigan, when they went through it, Coach Bonniefeld talked to us, and she was talking about all these scenarios that would get them into the postseason. But here it is. They're here. It's a brand new day, and this is the time for them to really focus and lock in on what they can do. They have a very strong offense. That's what drives them. It's Lauren Putz, like you mentioned, that is the leader there. But they finished 9th in the Big Ten, trying to find a way to fire on all cylinders. Pitching, defense, and hitting all at the same time is going to be the key as they progress through the regional here.
Now the Jayhawks has been a slow burn to try to get to this point. Now they are here with 35 wins on the season, the most since 2015, the last time they made a regional.
And the 81 home runs is a program record. The long ball does play a factor in their offensive output, and they've got a pitching staff that can get the job done as well. This is their first time appearing in a regional since 2015, so no experience on this team for a group that has regional experience. But Michigan looking to find a way to win here against Kansas in a rematch throughout the season.
Safe to say the Jayhawks are fired up. A little Midwest flair from Norman, Oklahoma. Game 2 of the Norman Regional. Get ready to start. We'll have the first pitch when we return on ESPNU.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
I can start right away.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep you out of the picture. Now, there's Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Control of my symptoms means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Get back in the picture. Skyrizi is proven to help deliver relief, repair, and remission. Feel significant symptom relief as early as 4 weeks. Skyrizi is proven to help visibly repair damage of the intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year, and help people achieve lasting remission.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ready to get back in the picture with Skyrizi?
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and UC combined.
Mixed emotions for the Kansas Jayhawks when they got the announcement. They're in the regional, but opening up in Norman. Seems like Jennifer McFalls, year after year, playing the Oklahoma Sooners, wanted to avoid OU at least this season in the non-conference. Well, if they can beat Michigan, they will get mighty Oklahoma tomorrow. And with this senior-heavy squad, it's a freshman in the circle for the Jayhawks and Little Partridge.
Yeah, just a freshman looking to find experience. But as we mentioned, I mean, this whole team lacks the regional experience. So this is a chance for them to really get their feet wet, find a way to be successful. Partridge has been the leader in the circle for the pitchers. She has a good mix, so she can go up, down, left, right, and has that changeup as well. And being able to mix those quadrants and change the eye of the batter vertically is going to be what's making her the most successful today.
And going up against a Michigan lineup with 74 home runs on the season, most for them since 2016. Here's the starting lineup brought to you by Capital One. Lauren Putz, dynamic in that 2-hole, leads Michigan in basically every offensive category.
Yeah, and you think about the power that is here in this game. Lauren Putz actually has the highest OPS amongst all hitters in this regional. You think about the power that she has. Somebody like Indiana Langford to be able to get on base here. It's why she's in the top of this lineup. Her short game ability, her speed, finding a base runner ahead of Lauren Putz.
Kansas creeping, expecting that short game, as it has been a difficult senior season for Langford. Suffered an early season finger injury, but she has come back strong after that. 17 infield singles on the year, fourth most in the Big Ten. And when she gets on, she typically scores.
And you saw her square just there. This is a defense that understands what she can do. That sneaky bunt has been a lot of her game. When you look back about where she was successful, she's primarily successful on that sneaky bunt. She had gone away from it part of the season, now getting back to it and really trying to beat out some of this short rollers.
That's in there for a strike, so Annie Langford, the 2-2 count. Freshman looking for a big out. Little Partridge, part of the all Big 12 freshman team. Huge moment in her career to have the trust of the staff and bring her out in the circle for game number 1.
And I think she's really emerged as the leader on this staff. And they are a pitch by committee group for Kansas, so they have to expect to kind of come into the game as need be. But if Partridge has a good day here, they will keep her in the circle.
It's a Kansas team, 35-19 on the year, 14-10 in Big 12 play. Finished 5th in that conference race. And first time on the dirt since bowing out to Texas Tech in the Big 12 semifinals. 14-0 loss. Here's the 2-2 from Partridge, the freshman, to the senior. And it looked like he's trying to nip on that inside edge. Doesn't get the call.
Well, and again, when you have a count that you can try to get a batter to miss hit, look how close that was on the corner. Just a beautiful placement. The count does go full, but good eye, too, by Indiana Langford.
Slaps it left side. Kaden Stafford makes the play on time. An out, but a tough first out for the Kansas Jayhawks. Bonnie Thole, 4th season as head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. Former all-conference shortstop and team captain for the legendary Carol Hutchins. And here is her star, Lauren Putz. To center field. It's not going to have the juice as Presley Limbaugh is there for the second out.
First pitch swinging, looking to be aggressive is this Michigan offense. I'm a big believer in first pitch swinging. I think pitchers by nature are looking to get ahead in the count. So if you see something that's hittable in your zone, look to drive it. And we're seeing the first 2 hitters here for Langford and Putz really putting the ball, or at least fouling it off.
Another first pitch swing. Ella Boyer will give way to Kaden Stafford to make the out. 3 up, 3 down for the freshman. What a regional debut for Little Partridge. Recipe for a starting pitcher, but Gabby Ellis, no stranger to the circle and regional action. And she led Mercer to a regional championship game appearance a year ago, and now is the star in the circle for the Michigan Wolverines.
And Gabby Ellis has really stepped up here in the postseason, into the Big Ten tournament. And getting here at the start in the regional, she's found a way to just kind of have ice in her veins. She's primarily a rise ball, curveball, and screwball pitcher. Will have some change as well.
And facing a dangerous lineup for the Kansas Jayhawks, here is the starting 9, brought to you by Capital One. Ella Boyer, 18 home runs. That is a freshman program record for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, I mean, she has just been phenomenal. I feel like we've talked about freshmen being strong through this regional. She's just got the power that you have to be careful of on defense.
Kansas also at the slap to lead things off, and Presley Limbaugh, the tone setter. Senior from Cooper, Texas. Played her entire 4th-year career for Jennifer McFalls and the Kansas Jayhawks. And the strike is in there from Gabby Ellis.
Coach McFalls talked a lot about how Limbaugh is such a tone setter. She's the igniter of this team. She's fairly quiet, but yet does what she has to.
And that's slimed into the glove of Janelle Alakwe at second base.
You could see the power there. I mean, that breaks through, and that just automatically creates momentum on your way for Kansas. She's done that so many times throughout the season.
Anna Souls hitting in the 2 spot, first team all Big 12 selection. 360 average, but since April 1st, hitting a 393 clip. Some juice as well.
She's been consistent at creating RBI for this team. In the 2 spot here. Just trying to find a way to get on base.
Here's the 0-1 from Gabby Ellis. Swings and fires, and that is a rip to left field. Anna Souls with a 1-out knock. Jennifer McFalls, season number 8. Formerly was an assistant for OU here in Norman, Oklahoma. And 35 wins this season, the most in her run as a Jayhawks head coach. First pitch swing through by Haley Kripe.
And that's the confidence that Gabby Ellis has in the circle to be able to deliver a first pitch strike on that off-speed changeup. Especially to somebody like Haley Kripe with the power that she has.
And that is up to make it 1-1. $15 home runs for Kripe, second most on the team.
And the amount of times it's just about hitting the ball hard and finding a way to get on base. Haley Kripe, her contact rate, 88%. And she's making contact.
Here's a 2-1. And Kripe fights this one off on the hands, puts with the layout for the diving catch. Well done and right.
Man, this one just got held up in the sky. It looked like it was just going to die right there in shallow right field. Lauren Putz, what a layout to make the out. Man, that had extra base implications if she dropped it there. Just an outstanding athletic play from Lauren Putz there in right field.
Sophomore from Phoenix, not just an offensive threat. Now here's the freshman slugger, Ella Boyer. Big 12 freshman of the year. Third Jayhawk to earn that in program history.
You've got to be careful with these big hitters there in the middle of the lineup between Kripe and Boyer. And flirting with that 20 home run number in the season. Packs a punch.
That's staying away from Ella Boyer. 18 home runs, freshman record for the Jayhawks. Got her a nod on the All Big 12 first team, freshman of the year. And closing in on the school record for most home runs in a year, regardless of class. That record 22, so 4 shy of that. Here's the 3-1. See if Boyer can find a barrel. And foul down the left field line.
And Ellis is doing a good job staying on the corner. She's not choosing, even in a 3-1 count, to go and bring it over the plate. Somebody as powerful as Boyer and send that one out of the park. Staying inside on the hands. You saw the power that Boyer had, just fouling that off, but hard to keep that one fair if it stays inside enough.
The 3-2 from Gabby Ellis. And a called third strike, so Ellis works around the single from Anna Souls, and a fabulous play in right by Putz. And we go to the second with no score. The regional winner of this regional matches up with a winner up in Eugene. And the supers that will be held if Oklahoma wins right here in Norman for Michigan and Kansas. If one of these teams pulls off a monumental upset and can win a regional, We'll have to wait and see where they go for a super. As anticipated, though, tight matchup here. No score after the first frame with Michigan and Kansas.
To be expected to me. Again, such evenly matched teams. You see Kansas maybe edging them out a little bit in home runs and ERA. But in general, everything else very evenly matched.
Janisa Conway leading off. Watched her in BP yesterday. There is some whip in her bat. 12 home runs on the season, second on the team behind Puts. Had a first inning home run off Kansas back on February 8th. That was against Chloe Barber.
And Conway, just quick hands. Her power, you can see it right off the crack of the bat. Tied for 7th nationally in triples as well. So she's got the speed to back up the power if she can drop one into a gap.
Hitting .596 this season, went ahead in the count. Does she get the green light? She takes that, and it's 3-1. So still ahead in the count. .596 in a hitter's count. That's kind of crazy.
It's knowing that you're going to see a good pitch and committing to it.
And that's in there for a strike, so now count runs full.
Conway didn't like that one. This one a little bit elevated, but to me still in that strike zone, well within that strike zone. Conway thinking maybe a little outside.
All the way back for the strikeout. Lila Partridge not looking like a freshman.
How gutsy was that to be able to come back from that 3-0 count?
Well, second matchup of the year, February 8th, very early in the season for both these programs. Kansas jumped out to an early lead, but Michigan walked away with a 4-2 victory. Gabby Ellis went the final 3, and she is the star in the circle for the Michigan Wolverines. And we'll get more on Ellis when she is in the circle in the next half inning. That's one way to win over your new teammates. Come up with a clutch victory like that. 0-1 to Lily Valamont. Valamont, fourth-year catcher from Trenton, Michigan. Had 2 home runs a season ago in regional play against the Kentucky Wildcats.
This is a player who can change the game with one swing of her bat. But from a consistency standpoint, something that they're really looking to get her to kind of open up on. Find a way to just be more consistent from at-bat to at-bat. But the power numbers are there.
So we talk about experience. Valamont has been there, Partridge, and the rest of her Kansas teammates have not. How big of a factor is that, especially in an opening game?
I mean, the jitters have to be there. You don't feel that normally. And sometimes there's this air about postseason when you get into regional play where it feels like the game is faster. It feels like the game is bigger, and it's not. But it's just that postseason feeling that you get. And for a team that has not experienced that, it can be very difficult to let that kind of rule your mind. You have to just keep remembering that this is the same game you played all season.
Hot shot, third base, bobbled by Stafford. What a recovery. Had to go quick, and she did.
And Stafford just staying patient. These are those postseason moments that show that they don't have any nerves. She has a good backhand on this, doesn't get in the glove, but being able to pick that up quickly and make that throw. I love it, and so does Lila Partridge.
Pick it up, the freshman. What a play at third by Caden Stafford. It's Maddie Ramey. Well, speaking of the inexperience from Kansas, Jennifer McFalls was telling us that when they first rolled up to practice in the postseason, The bus stopped at the stadium and no one got off. And McFalls had to say, we're here, get off the bus, you know what to do. Even though it was a different environment, she said it was just the same old routine for practice, as this one is laced by Maddie Ramey.
And I love that because it's a clear example of this is a different world that we're in all of a sudden. What do we do now? Well, the point is, it doesn't change. Get up, go to practice like we always have. It's no different except for that we've got an away game at Oklahoma. If you can focus on that and keep it that simple, the game doesn't feel bigger, it doesn't feel quicker. And that's where Kansas needs to kind of just maintain that mindset.
So step number one literally is getting off the bus.
And going to practice.
Here's the freshman from Allen Park, Michigan, Kylie Carr. Really starting to come alive, getting better than 300 over the last 18 games. And finding some juice in her swing recently as well. 4 extra base knocks in the last 10 games. 2 outs here in the top of the second. No score.
Carr really earned her position in those last 18 games. Hadn't really been a mainstay on the field. They've had kind of a revolving door there in the middle infield portion of the defense, and Carr's last 18 has earned it there at shortstop.
Last year's Michigan Miss Softball for Allen Park. 3-time All-State selection at shortstop. And a top 20 prospect in this year's freshman class. And that is smoked up the middle. Michigan has something cooking here in the top of the second. Back-to-back 2-out knocks, Ramey and Carr.
And this is so important for Michigan to be able to continue to pass the bat. They know their strength is their offense. They can find a way to chase pitchers in the circle and continually pass that bat from one person to the next. That's one of their keys to winning. It's not about relying on one person to go get the job done. It's finding a way for the whole team to come through with big at-bats. Right now you're seeing that they're doing that a little bit.
So one former Allen Park star in Kylie Carr gives way to a former star in the form of Maddie Erickson. Erickson out of Oregon. So Michigan showing that they can go local or national when it comes to their recruiting prowess. As Erickson, 6 home runs on the season, and this just got a little under it and dying into the glove of Linduff in right field. So 2 2-out singles, both of those runners stranded as Partridge is able to get out of that jam.
ESPN and ABC.
I'm 12 years old.
Michigan in that win entered with the bases loaded and no outs in the 5th inning. Did not allow the Jayhawks to have a hit in the final 3 innings of that game. Won over her teammates in her first year transferring from Mercer. Jenny, how's she looking so far?
I like the way she looks. She's painting the corners versus running it more over the plate. And Gabby Ellis can get in trouble when she runs it too far over the plate. Right now, really crisp on the corners, which is the goal of her approach at the in the circle.
And there's another strikeout back-to-back for Ellis as she got Boyer to wrap up the first and Campbell Bagshaw here to lead off the second.
And the benefit of what Ellis can do is spin the ball differently every single time. That one tunneled well, a low rise that goes up in the zone just under the bat of Campbell Bagshaw. And a great pitch to get that leadoff runner out.
First pitch swinging is Ainsley Linduff, and that is into the glove of Maddie Ramey over from first base. So Gabby Ellis at Mercer a season ago went 11-5, led that team to the regional championship game a year ago. transferred to Michigan, where slowly yet steadily she's won over her teammates to become the ace.
And Coach Stoll talked to her a lot about, you know, the improvement on what she can do in the circle comes from just compete with the batter. It's me versus the batter. It's not about anything else in the game. It's not about anything else going on except for what you can do, you versus the batter. And it simplified the game for her. Bonnie Thole said that is a situation where that idea, me versus the batter, evokes enough emotion to make her more competitive by just thinking that way than trying to fabricate emotion. It comes out just in that thought process.
Facing a very good Kansas offense, top 40 in runs per game, batting average, OPS, and home runs. And that clips Ava Wallace. And Wallace is aboard.
The free passes are something that has been an issue with Michigan in the past. And obviously part of their game is trying to limit what they can do, free passes, keep those runners off the base. Pitching staff pitches the contact 85% of the time. So this is a defense that knows they have to play well behind their pitchers. Sometimes when you put that ball in play, it advances runners, it becomes more productive.
Welcome back home to September Flanagan from Morrison, Oklahoma. And nearly had a home run in a return to her home state. Grew up in Morrison, but lifelong fan of the Kansas Jayhawks. Realizing a dream back in her native state, helping the Jayhawks get to a regional for the first time since 2015. The 1-1 from Ellis. And that's up 2-1.
And I love in this region, so many hitters have a lot of home runs underneath their belt. 5 here for September Flanagan. But this is certainly a regional where the long ball makes a difference.
The 4 teams in this regional coming into the tournament combining to hit 50 more home runs than any quartet in regional play.
I mean, it's wild. In this entire Kansas starting lineup, everybody has hit a home run.
And that is strike 3. Flanagan goes down looking. 3rd strikeout for Gabby Ellis in charge.
And Gabby Ellis feeling it here in the circle. Hits those corners beautifully on this pitch for a called 3rd strike to get out of the inning.
Michigan, they've had some magic there. Here's Janelle Elakwa leading off of the Wolverines. From Fort Mill, South Carolina. Hitting in the 9 spot for Bonnie Thole tonight.
Elakwa has really emerged as a great 9-hole hitter, somebody that does her job and does it well. If there's runners on base, she can drop a bunt. She can be productive in what she does, but the key here in that 9-hole, turn that lineup around, get to the top.
At .322 batting average, 52 points higher than her previous career best. That's the breakout that you're alluding to.
And she really hasn't, you know, had a whole lot of chances throughout her career to be able to play, and has earned her spot here. Like you said, just with the swing of the bat, always has been a good defender.
And that's off the cap. Bagshaw makes a play from second, 1 down. I mentioned some magic for Michigan and Oklahoma City. You wouldn't know anything about that magic, would you?
Oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
Use a telestrator. Give me a little tele action. Where are you?
You know, right here.
There we go.
Right on the end with
There
the game
we
ball,
go.
because you can't let go of the game ball after you win it.
No.
I
What
love
did
it.
that moment mean to you, your career, your life?
Oh man, it was magical. I mean, first of all, it opened doors that you wouldn't believe, but it's a magical season. It feels like it was last week, and you know, every year it feels like you just can celebrate it with the champion every single time. It's something everybody looks forward to doing. You guys got me on that one.
Well, it's worth getting you over this. There are worse things to be than the 05 USA Softball Player of the Year. And part of this proud tradition for Michigan softball that Bonnie Thole is now carrying on for Coach Hutch. And that is off Partridge, and it's going to allow Puts to get on safely. So two almost got Partridge an inning ago off the bat of Ramey and Carr, and Puts with the third hit for Michigan, and they're all right up the middle.
And look at the power behind that. I mean, that was a reaction from Partridge in the circle. Ball rolled over to the first base line, but not fast enough. And obviously, Puts beats it out. Let me tell you, taking a look at just getting that glove on there for Partridge. Avoid those shins where you can.
And speaking of the Michigan lineage, Lauren Puts, her mom, Kelsey Collin, former first team All Big Ten selection back in the late 90s, early 2000s. You know her well.
I do. Somebody that was a senior when I was on my recruiting visits, and man, she had ice in her veins. It's no surprise that that lineage transfers to somebody that is as good as Lauren Puts. She understands the game. She's very cerebral. She gets it beyond what other players typically would understand just because she grew up in it. It was a part of her life.
Her pops, JJ, also played college baseball at Michigan before a long career in the big leagues as a relief pitcher. Here's Ella Stevenson. Oh, a missile right into the mitt of Stafford. It has been a busy start to game two for Stafford over at the hot corner.
And good hard hitting can sometimes fall in, but not this time. Stafford gets a glove on this to get out of the inning. Of what it is to face OU, especially if you feel like Kendall Wells is kind of getting rid of that drought and starting to see the ball and drive it a little bit harder.
Caden Stafford, third baseman, who made the catch on the line drive to wrap up the second inning. Top of the third, excuse me. We'll lead off here the bottom of the third. Junior from Bentonville, Arkansas. 0-1 from Gabby Ellis. Seeing the Jayhawks for the second time this season. First matchup, February 8th, a 4-2 win by the Wolverines. Kansas got into the tournament field comfortably. Michigan had to sweat it out up until the selection show. And that is another ball hit up the middle. Stafford with the leadoff single. The Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. The action begins Thursday, May 28th at 12 Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2026 Women's College World Series, visit NCAA.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Already got regional play off to a shocking start with the upset by Stetson over Florida State in the Tallahassee regional.
Yeah, that was a big upset. Obviously one of the more competitive regions if you rated them by stats. Stetson being able to beat Florida State, though, man. I'm not sure that many people saw that one coming.
So big situation for the tone setter in the leadoff spot, Presley Limbaugh. Corners in for Michigan. And the bunt is pulled back, but a called strike, so it's 0-2.
And you have to crash on somebody like Limbaugh. Even in this situation, for her to just do a swinging bunt, something that Limbaugh can do well. Corners still have to respect that short game.
Up the middle, off the glove, the flip to second in time to get the lead runner.
And a lot of times you want pitchers to be able to pull their glove back and not get in the way of the bounce of the ball because your shortstop's right behind you. But in this case, a perfect clip off of Gabby Ellis's glove straight to Carr at shortstop. I think that would have been all the way through if that did not ricochet off of Ellis's glove.
Both these teams doing most of their work right up through the middle of the field. This is Anna Souls hitting in the 2 spot. She flared a single to the left side her first time up.
And hitting up the middle, to me, it's just a good indicator that these batters are really seeing what the pitchers are throwing. You know, it's a 0-0 ball game here. There's been a couple hits scattered, but to me, it's kind of this moment ahead of which team is going to break it open first. You know, the batters on both sides. It is what leads them in the game, what helps them win is their offensive output.
Michigan, not necessarily a swing and miss staff. They have an 86% contact rate, which is very high, meaning their opponents typically do this: put the ball in play and let the defense go to work. Janisa Conway makes the second out in center field.
In a lot of ways for a defense, to me, I think that is helpful, right? If you know that your staff is going to put the ball in play, their job is then to get weak hits or weak pop flies, weak ground balls, weak pop flies, so that the defense can field them. But the defense is always going to be on their toes then. You're not going to catch them on their heels for a strikeout pitcher that gets a lot of strikeouts. It keeps them more engaged in the game. Sometimes that's a good situation, and ultimately, you know, why these two defenses are fairly strong.
Haley Kripe has 36, career home runs. 37th would put her in a tie for 3rd place for the most in Kansas history. Ellis up to 40 pitches now here in the bottom of the 3rd. And the runner is off. The throw will not be in time. And it's Limbaugh safely into second.
Throw a little off target, but I'm not sure that it would have beat her anyway. This is a good jump by Presley Limbaugh. You knew with her stealing ability that she would probably go at any time. Valmont makes a good throw, just off target.
Kripe has been clutch with 2 outs this season. 22 out RBI. Second most for the Jayhawks. Trying to get the Jayhawks on the board. And that is chopped. And Maddie Erickson handles it. Still no score as we go to the 4th. Talk to Coach McFalls when we return.
They're just choosing to stay light. No better place than knowing that they earned this spot here in this regional and want to make it count.
Pitch number 40 from the freshman Lila Partridge. And there for a strike. Strike on Janisa Conway. Conway strikeout victim, the first against Partridge. Oh, look what I got. She didn't even move.
It's something, a reaction sometimes. Partridge, man, just sticks that glove up and whoop, look what I found. I love it. This was a powerful swing back up the middle. And Partridge just robbed Janisa Conway of a hit. I love it. The fist pump at the end.
Oh, man. She's a freshman, right?
Doesn't act like it.
And to shortstop. And the out is made by Haley Kripe, Big 12 Co-Defensive Player of the Year. Don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA Softball Regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on 7 Innings Live on the ESPN app. You can see every game and every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series only on the ESPN networks. Maddie Ramey trying to get a 2-out rally started for the Michigan Wolverines. singled up the middle. Her last time up. Partridge has had a lot of action coming right back at her from the Michigan bats. We saw Puts actually hit one off of Partridge in the third inning. And moments ago, Conway with that laser right into the mitt. Oh, pull the string, why don't you?
A beautiful pitch. Partridge hasn't thrown a ton of off speeds yet, but this one just absolutely fools Ramey. Look at the string pulled on it. Kind of curves in a little bit as well.
Two. Partridge trying to get Ramey. Full count.
And why not introduce that off speed again? If you see somebody that's out on their front foot and completely off time, you throw that off speed again. Smart for Partridge to do it. It falls off the plate. But you're setting yourself up for a better 3-2 pitch here.
And that's upstairs. And the first walk issued by Partridge today. Michigan's head coach, Bonnie Thole, has done a fine job getting the Wolverines back to a regional for the third straight year. We will talk to the head coach. Always a delightful conversation with Bonnie. That's coming up when we get to the bottom of the fourth. Kylie Carr. Hit well to left field. Wallace is back. Wallace has it. And Partridge gets out of it. No score as we go to the bottom of the fourth. To Norman, no score between Michigan and Kansas as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Now time to chat it up with Wolverines head coach Bonnie Thole. Coach, what are you seeing from the offense so far? Putting balls in play, but no runs to show for it. Coach, can you hear us okay?
Not sure I don't hear anybody. Oh, there we go.
Coach, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, what are you seeing from the offense so far? Putting balls in play, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard.
Well, I think both sides, we've had well-hit balls on both sides. You know, we're not getting just enough of the ball to drive it to the fence. You know, we're going to still take our cuts and stay nice and aggressive. And I think that we're going to free ourselves up here, right? The more we swing, we have to make sure that we keep our bat speed regardless of her low velocity at this point.
Coach, you talked to us about the importance of your defense and your pitching keeping you in the game for your offense to come through. Talk about Gabby Ellis and what she's done so far this game.
Gabby's doing an outstanding job. You know, she's feeding our defense. She's nibbling the edges of the plate. And she's doing a nice job of mixing speeds, which, you know, keeps hitters off balance, and that's what we have to continue to do.
Coach, we appreciate the time.
All right, thanks so much.
And a new shortstop behind Gabby Ellis now checking in as it's Avery Fantucci taking over for Kylie Carr.
And Carr just out the last at-bat, so this gives an opportunity for Michigan to shore up their defense. Fantucci, a defensive specialist here. They can bring her in until Carr comes back up to the plate. Have a little bit stronger defense for a couple innings.
Here's the Big 12 Freshman of the Year, Ella Boyer. She's got the pop to change the complexion of this game with one swing of the bat. 18 home runs on the season to lead the Kansas Jayhawks. Gabby Ellis, 3 strikeouts, no walks. She scattered 2 hits.
You heard Coach McFalls talk about her offense, just watching too many strikes go by. You look to attack early on in this count, look for that strike. And Gabby Ellis is doing a good job staying on the corners, but they are hittable pitches. So if you look to drive something hittable, hunt that pitch, the outcome can be better, especially with the quality at bats that Kansas typically has.
Ellis misses away 2-2. Ellis Ellis, the junior from Green Cove Springs, Florida. First 2 seasons of her career at Mercer. Coming to Michigan. To right field, down but foul.
That one just falling foul. And Ellis, part of the reason she is so successful right now, and both with Kansas being patient on strikes and also getting the miss hits, is that nothing is falling over the plate. I mean, if you're talking about grazing that strike zone, just a portion of that ball on the plate to get the called strike. Inside pitches stay in. Doesn't matter how hard they hit it. As a pitcher, if you can keep that ball inside, they're not going to be able to straighten that one out. That's what you do against a solid hitter like Ella Boyer.
Gabby Ellis has become an unassuming ace for this Michigan team. 7th pitch of the at-bat, just fighting to stay alive, is Boyer, who struck out her first time up.
When you talked about her time at Mercer, at one point last season, she was the one pitcher in the state of Georgia that had beat all the other Georgia teams. And that, to me, like, just shows if you can go out and you can beat UGA, you can go out and beat some of your mid-majors. I mean, that's ice in your veins to just show up no matter who you're playing.
Wow, smoke show to left. Well foul. And that's the raw power in the barrel of Ella Boyer.
I mean, check this out. Ella Boyer has so much power. Again, 18 home runs. You know that she can see that ball well. And you miss too far over that inside corner. Ella Boyer can straighten that out and send it over the fence.
4 home runs in the first game here in Norman, all by OU. Wait for a blow here in game 2. And it's a full count.
You see Ellis staying inside on Boyer. I like that. You give her a chance to extend those hands, and if she does, it stays foul. Now a couple delivered on that inside corner. Make the count full.
And Boyer draws a walk on the 10th pitch of the at-bat from Gabby Ellis. Don't miss the NWSL Sunday night on ESPN2. Portland goes head-to-head with Angel City. Kickoff is set for 6 Eastern. You can watch it live on ESPN2 and also stream the match on the ESPN app. So we're going to have a pinch runner over on first base as Maddie Hayes running for Ella Boyer. That's a big leadoff walk drawn by the freshman Boyer. Campbell Bagshaw also struck out against Ellis her first time up. Corners in for the bunt, and that is down. Foul ball.
It makes sense to go with the short game here. You've got a runner on. It's a leadoff runner. You've got no outs. You've got some outs to give. And right now, this is a tight game. You're not having a chance, really. You've seen some solid hits, some hard hits come through the infield, but nothing that they've been able to manufacture a run on either side.
Pulls back the bunt, and retreating to first is Maddie Hayes.
I like the idea of going to the rise ball here, too. It's hard pitch to bunt down into the ground, so if you can locate that rise ball well enough that the batter wants to offer, you can get a pop out on a bunt.
Now swinging, and it's going to be into the mitt. On first base by Maddie Ramey. Now it's Ainsley Linduff. Getting the signs from McFall. Over at third base, Linduff popped out to first base her first time up. Ellis getting that outside edge, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, and if I'm Kansas, to me, when you make your adjustments in this game, I'm looking to really attack that first pitch. Ellis is getting a corner call, though. on that screwball, on the curveball to a righty. The outside pitch.
And that is flared left side. And Erickson calls off Fantucci loudly.
Yeah, and a little bit of a communication error there. Typically, your shortstop should be able to call off the third baseman there. Fantucci there calling as well. Good heads up for her to kind of pull off the ball so that there wasn't a collision.
So you got from a leadoff walk, trying to bunt Maddie Hayes, running for Ella Boyer over to second base, to back-to-back infield pop-outs. Now Hayes is off and is in safely. And that's ultimately what you were trying to do.
Yeah, and she had to. At that point, you had to do it the hard way and just do a straight steal. It almost felt to me like there was a moment where Hayes was going to make that happen. She does it here, immediately going. It was a swing through to move the defense. It was close. You could see that ball right on the money. But that hand of Hayes just slides right in underneath the tag.
And it looks like Thole wants to challenge this. Did you see anything on that initial replay that would...
It was closer than it looked live, I'll tell you that. What I will say is I think that her hand still slid underneath that bag. If you didn't have that throw perfectly on the money, where Fantucci was able to just go back and put the tag on, it wouldn't have been that close.
And why not, right? If you've got two challenges, that's a huge runner.
Absolutely. I mean, runs are clearly hard to come by in this game.
All right, so the throw from Valamont, trying to get Hayes. The tag from Fantucci.
Yeah, and you can see there, I think that hand definitely in.
Well done with the catcher's mask, by the way. Well done.
You gotta have the winged helmet.
Yeah. So still waiting to break this game open.
So they're actually a little challenging whether or not Maddie Hayes left early, not whether she was safe or out there at second base. She has to stay on the base until it's released. Ooh, I think this is a good call. You see that ball coming out of Ellis's hand. I think that Hayes is a step off that bag.
So the challenge not on the tag, on Hayes potentially leaving early.
Again, to your point, you have two challenges throughout the game. When runs count, when they matter, you got a runner in scoring position. This will get you out of the inning. You got 2 outs here in this inning. If she leaves early, you're out of this inning unscathed. Versus having somebody in a position where a single somewhere in the outfield could score her with her speed. The call in the field was that the runner did not leave early.
And here's our crew with the call.
After review, the call on the field has changed. The runner left early. She's out. The third out of the inning. Michigan retains both challenges.
Spot-on challenge by Barney Thole. All Kansas wanted to do was get that runner to second base. Denied. Between Michigan and Kansas, a lot more on the line here than was the case on February 8th when the Wolverines won in comeback fashion 4-2. Erin Hain had the go-ahead RBI in the 6th to propel Michigan to the win. Hain not in the lineup for the Wolverines today. We got no score. That was game number 5 on the season for Michigan, game number 4 for the Kansas Jayhawks. Winning your opener in regional play, vital to your chances of advancing. The winner takes on Oklahoma tomorrow. The loser will face elimination against Binghamton. Maddie Erickson leading off the top of the 5th. Chops a foul.
And Partridge has really gotten stronger in the circle on her first pitch strikes. 4 for 4 in the 4th. Started first and second with just 2 first pitch strikes out of her 5 batters. 2 for 3 in inning 1, 2 for 5 in inning 2. I think when you get stronger and you attack the zone earlier, that makes you stronger, and that's what we're seeing Partridge do here.
Check swing. Did not go. 97% of teams with a game 1 win advance.
Yeah, how important is that? I mean, you have to play from behind. You're in a situation where it's just so difficult. You got to use more energy to kind of get where you need to. Partridge, like I said, just getting stronger here. This pitch low in the zone gets Erickson fishing. I just love the confidence that she has in the circle. Just so solid. I've seen a lot of freshmen not act like freshmen here, Lowell.
And not like Partridge is blowing away these Michigan hitters.
No, and again, defensive help, and beyond that, I mean, Michigan has hit the ball hard in a couple at-bats, and they've just made some great defensive plays. We saw the opposite side for Kansas's offense, hit the ball hard a couple times, and saw some good plays defensively for Michigan.
And we're talking about 2 very good offensive teams in Michigan and Kansas. Wolverines top 45 in runs per game and about 6.4 per game, and a Kansas team that's 35th in that category.
I feel like this is a matchup that was meant to be, again, a rematch. Both of these teams, I mean, Coach McFall's talked about, hey, we knew we should have won that game against Michigan early on in the season. This is their chance to do it. Michigan carrying the momentum from the later parts of the season as they've gotten stronger.
Each team has advanced a runner to second base only once. (3-1) to the number 9 hitter. And there for a strike.
It is interesting to see a pitcher's duel in this game. So much of this region has been focusing on the offenses of all of these teams who rank high in their conference nationally.
And Alacqua is called out looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for the freshman Lilla Partridge. Don't miss the FA Cup Finals Saturday morning. Chelsea faces Manchester City at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes. And remember, you can always stream the game on the ESPN app. The Rally heart-shaped glasses for the Kansas Jayhawks and Bailey Amesqua.
Bonnie Thole talked mid-game interview about the offense needing to continue to be aggressive. I think those last 2 at-bats, we saw a little bit of too much patience, if you will, watching the pitches go by, not really aggressively swinging at a good hittable pitch. His 3rd time through the lineup, an opportunity to make those adjustments, work to keep hitting that ball hard and stay aggressive.
Indiana Langford, the leadoff hitter. First team All Big Ten a season ago, pulls back the bunt. We mentioned the challenges of this season with an early season finger injury. But since coming back from that, she has reached base safely in all but 1 game.
A good eye there by Langford. It's a difficult situation to me when you have corners that are crashing in. They know you're a sneaky bunter, but you also know that's your best chance to get on if you lay it down well. I think Kansas takes that moment away and forces her to slap, that's their best chance against her.
Just gets a piece of that, and it's 2-2. Senior heavy Kansas squad. Yet in the circle, it's the freshman Little Partridge delivering to the freshman behind the plate, Ella Boyer. Two most important spots defensively in the hands of the youngest players on this Jayhawks team that has been building methodically for this moment. First time back in the regional since 2015. Third straight trip for the Michigan Wolverines. And two former shortstops going at it. Thole and McFalls. And slapped away from Stafford at third base. He's played a mean third base in this game for the Jayhawks.
I've loved the defense. I think Stafford's been great. She hasn't been afraid. I love how the corners for Kansas, again, they are crashing hard. They're not just creeping in. They're making sure any of that short game is taken away until their pitcher Partridge can get those 2 Ks.
Up the middle again. Langford aboard with a 2-out base hit.
And what a battle between those two, Lila Partridge and Indiana Langford. Looking for that out pitch is Partridge, but Langford gets a hold of this one, gets the barrel out, sends it a little more up the middle, and with the defense playing in a touch, opened up the middle a little bit more.
4 base hits for Michigan, and they are all right up the middle of the dirt. Here's the mighty Lauren Putz to left field. Going back, the leaping catch at the wall. Ava Wallace may have just saved the game for the Jayhawks.
And that ball just kept traveling, but Ava Wallace, she tracked it beautifully, kept on going, takes the leap at the last second. Huge out, and Lila Partridge loves it. In here between Michigan and Kansas here in Norman, but it might not have looked that way if it weren't for Ava Wallace going back on this pop fly. Man, this is almost a line drive, and Wallace continues to go back. Look where that glove is. Might have just saved the day for Kansas. That ball could have made its way out of here.
And now leads off the bottom of the 5th. If that ball was not gone off the bat of Putz, it's off the top of the fence and probably scoring a run to get Michigan on the board.
100%. And I love the way it always works out, where you make a big play and then you're seemingly up in the next at bat.
And down the line, and nearly squeezed it in. Sophomore from Rockwall, Texas. Second season of the Kansas Jayhawks.
You can feel the kind of momentum, to me, that Kansas got just from that catch, getting out of that inning. That foul ball there. Loud in the dugout. Anytime you can shift momentum, bring that energy and adrenaline back where you are. Again, pitcher's duel, it's hard to really build energy. Come through with a big hit here and there, or a big catch defensively. That can do it.
Wallace does have a postseason home run against UCF in the Big 12 tournament, and what was a Jayhawks win. Well, meanwhile, Gabby Ellis not giving in. A lot of grit and toughness on the first-year Michigan Wolverine. She's been in these moments before. Standout for Mercer a season ago. Had a complete game shutout in a regional opener against FAU, and what a snag by Ramey at first base.
Ramey started in this defense as a defensive specialist, more so than her hitting, and you can see it there. Great glove.
Going back to that complete game shutout against FAU, 7 innings. Shutout ball and a 7-0 win. Well hit, foul. Certainly had enough smoke from September Flanagan.
And if I'm Gabby Ellis, I'm paying attention to that. I'm staying well inside on that corner. Try to get Flanagan to roll over.
One to the Oklahoma native, September Flanagan, and it got the elbow. A rare mistake from Gabby Ellis.
I think that's what a long ball, a foul ball can do sometimes. You then get in your head, even me, I said it, you got to keep that ball in, you got to keep it in. Then you start missing too far in, and then Flanagan gets that hit by pitch.
9-hole hitter, Caden Stafford. Also showing bunt as Kansas scratching and clawing to try to get a runner to second base. Now a visit to Gabby Ellis.
And Jen Brundage, the pitching coach, maybe just having a little bit of discussion. No one knows better than Brundage, who's calling the pitches, to know when Ellis might be missing her spots a little bit more than she needs to, or maybe needs a reset. Have that conversation here. Gives a chance for Kansas as well. Kind of talk about strategy. Gabby Ellis has been outstanding. 43 strikes to just 26 balls, a great ratio. I feel like as the innings get later and lesser, every moment, every pitch has to matter. And so you've got to play it a little bit careful in terms of how does the defense take care of this. You can't let them break it open. You've got a runner on base.
A regional that features the most power among any 4 teams in the postseason. Knotted up at 0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Stafford offers, pulled it back, called strike 1-1. Trying to get September Flanagan to second base. They tried a straight steal an inning ago. Maddie Hayes, the runner, left early. Call that was challenged and overturned. Potential game changer for the Jayhawks.
Still continued great movement on those 2 pitches for Ellis off the plate. A great swing through, big swing through for Stafford.
Strikeout number 4 from Gabby Ellis.
You talk about ice in her veins. This is it, lower and down in the zone. You got Stafford swinging and chasing a pitch similar in the at-bat. She works the ladder, and no time better than to keep that runner there on first base for Michigan.
Jayhawks wanted to get the lead runner to second for the leadoff hitter, Presley Limbaugh. Did not happen, as Limbaugh now stands in 0 for 2. Last time up, hit one right back up the middle. Off Ellis's glove to shortstop, and Michigan was able to make the play.
And you're exactly right. I mean, if you get Flanagan to second base, now that hit that Limbaugh had before, she duplicates it, hits it back up the middle. That's a run scored.
Limbaugh entered at .394. That batting average, one of the best in single season history for Kansas. Part of the reason why she was named All Big 12 second team. Presley Limbaugh, described as quiet by her head coach, Jennifer McFalls. Also described as a player that hates, absolutely hates to lose. Up the middle and through. The Jayhawks challenging here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
And again, you think about the importance of not getting Flanagan to second. That could have been Flanagan scoring on that hit. Limbaugh just so good about getting her barrel on the ball. She drives us back up the middle. So many hits have been back up the middle in this game. That one could have hurt.
Third hit of the game with the Jayhawks, the first with a runner on. First pitch, strike to Anna Souls, first team all Big 12, who has been on a heater since April 1st, an average just under 400 with 5 home runs. And is down 0-2.
Makes that changeup off the corner. I think Souls like that.
I do not think so.
And Gabby Ellis has gotten the corner, a good corner too.
The 0-2 is high.
But if an umpire is going to give you a wide corner as a pitcher, I mean, Partridge has been getting it too, but you've got to live there. I mean, make it as hard as you can for these batters.
Pitch 80 from Ellis. Again upstairs.
Good job by Anna Souls to not go up, see that ball up at the top of the strike zone and lay off.
Flanagan at second. Souls trying to bring her around with 2 outs. Nibbling on the edge, and Gabby Ellis living well. Huge strikeout for Ellis.
What a pitch sequence going out, out, out on Souls, and then brings this one right on in the inside corner, gets out of the jam.
Be the most prolific offensive regional in the tournament has turned into a pitching duel between Gabby Ellis and the freshman from Kansas, Lila Partridge.
Yeah, they have just been phenomenal. How about this? 14 out of 20 first pitch strikes for Ellis, 15 out of 20 for Partridge. Similar in number of pitches, similar in number of strikes out of those pitches. I mean, when you talk about so evenly matched, even the pitchers are performing almost equally.
Ellis Stevenson will lead off for the Michigan Wolverines. And for a moment, it looked like Michigan would break the seal on this game. With the ball off the bat of Lauren Putz. It was caught at the fence by Ava Wallace to wrap up the top of the 5th. Kansas, meanwhile, left 2 on. Moment to go. And getting a piece of that is Stevenson. It's 2-1.
The success of the pitchers here, I mean, just to carry it further, these are home run hitting teams. The long ball plays a factor in what they do at the plate and how they win ball games. Not only are we seeing limited hits, but we are seeing no long balls.
And these are the conditions to make the ball jump here inside Lowe's Field. The wind consistently blowing straight out. Oklahoma had 4 home runs in game number 1. They got no score here in game number 2. Winner will face the Sooners tomorrow. Loser takes on Binghamton, facing elimination. And just getting a piece of this, Stevenson back to Partridge, 1 down.
And the miss hits is what Partridge has done so well, aside from the defense on the good hits. But the fact that Stevenson was able to just get that off the tip of her barrel, that's good movement by Partridge. And I think she's just gotten stronger as the game's gone on.
Well, Conway has made hard contact with Partridge. This one is popped up, center of the field, and Limbaugh makes the catch. So did not hit that quite as well as the one that went right into the glove of Partridge. And 2 outs here for the freshman at the top of the 6th. What are you seeing? Is it a certain type of pitch from Partridge?
It's mixing the pitches that she has. She has the ability to throw to all quadrants, and and she's been able to mix it well. And so you see these Michigan batters that they're either topping the ball and getting weak ground balls, or they're getting pop flies. I mean, that ball that Janisa Conway just hit was hit hard. It was just hit up. It wasn't hit out. And that's just a mishit, right? It's not getting enough of the ball. You barrel that out better, it could be a different story, but that's a credit to the spin that Partridge has.
Lily Vellamont, third on this Michigan team with 10 home runs. Dig it in with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. 7 combined hits. Neither Partridge nor Ellis has dominant strikeout numbers, allowing the opposition to put the ball in play and let 2 very good defenses go to work.
Both of these teams knew that their defense and pitching was what would have to keep them in the game. I mean, it's no more evident than when it's a 0-0 score.
Smoked left side. And the left side of the Kansas defense, that's been the story. Wallace in left field with a robbery against Putz, and Stafford at third base. Multiple hot shots handled like a champ by her. And a little Freddie Mercury belting out here at Love's Field.
Gotta keep the fans in the game. I feel like everybody's biting their nails in this one. It's a tight one.
Cool customer right there. Up the middle. Partridge collects it, but not in time. And that was a rocket shot.
I mean, she's had multiple shots right back up the middle. This one, she does not get her glove on. Just barreled up and driven right back up at Partridge. Bounces away, and then just trying to maintain composure and make the throw. Bobbles it a little bit more. Just taking a moment to shake it off.
That's the second ball that is deflected off Partridge, and the third that's come right at her. She caught one of the liners.
It was right on that.
It seems like she's laughing it off, though.
I feel like it hurts, but I'm okay, but it hurts. And she just wants the pain to go away a little bit before she gets back in that circle.
And freshman consoling freshman.
And just some toughness. Sometimes you do have to just laugh it off.
Well, that's the strength of Ella Boyer, her catcher at this point. Jennifer McFalls did make the point that she's not quite mature enough to be nasty to pitchers when things go wrong, but fortunately, not much has gone wrong for Partridge in this game, so it has been all smiles.
Well, and Coach McFalls is right. Your catcher has to command the game. I mean, when you have a phenomenal catcher, they make you feel like you're owning the game, and they're owning the game, and that's how it is. And Boyer, again, young players need to learn that a little bit, but one thing she can do is make her laugh.
Here comes Maddie Ramey. 5 home runs on the season. 1 shy of matching her career high of 6 from a season ago. Michigan's missed softball in 2022. Out of the same high school as Kylie Carr, who won that award last season, both out of Allen Park High School in Michigan.
A great pitch there by Partridge. You get these batters to swing through when they're the 3rd time through the lineup. Just moving those pitches to get ahead in this count. So important to do. Allows you to stay more off the corners.
That's down. Boyer with the block. Snap back throw, not in time.
Valmont maybe seeing that ball get away from Boyer, but Boyer does a good job keeping it in front of her.
It's a Big 12 Freshman of the Year for a reason. Offense and defense. 2-2 to Ramey. Partridge is able to get the ground ball to shortstop and get out of the jam after taking a shot Right off the body, Partridge, a cool customer. And still no score here in Norman. With 2 outs until Gabby Ellis got the strikeout to end the threat. And Ellis, the story for Michigan in the circle, much as Lila Partridge, her counterpart for Kansas, the story for the Jayhawks. 5 strikeouts on the night for Gabby Ellis. Not a strikeout pitcher. In fact, that matches her strikeout total from her previous 3 starts combined.
When you're in the zone, you're in the zone. You find a way to get it done, and right now Gabby Ellis is doing this, but this is the test. You got Kripe, Boyer, Bagshaw up this inning.
Haley Kripe swings through that one, the number 3 hitter for the Jayhawks, 15 home runs on the season. Second most for the Jayhawks. 7th among D1 shortstops. A 1-2 from Ellis, and that hits Haley Kripe.
And those are those moments where Kansas needs to take advantage of it. This was a 1-2 count. Should have been up in the zone, but not so far in that you lose the batter on. And this again, leadoff runner aboard. This is where Kansas has to make it happen.
Second hit batter in as many innings for Gabby Ellis. Now, is Kansas going to mess with getting the runner to second base, or are they going to let the Big 12 Freshman of the Year, Ella Boyer, simply eat right here?
And it's a tough situation to be in. You've got your best hitter up, but maybe you're just trying to advance a runner and trust the rest of your lineup. It's a solid 1 through 9 that has long ball power.
Boyer swinging to the gap, retreating to make the catch as Puts.
I like the idea of first pitch swinging, but to me, sometimes I think if you let that ball come in, get that count to be more in your favor, you could come through with a better hit, because in that situation, especially on the right side of the field too, that ball was dropped by Puts. The runner, Kripe, would have had to get to second, so she was so far off, there was no tagging opportunity, no chance to get her to second base.
First pitch ball to Campbell Bagshaw, 0 for 2 with a strikeout tonight. Senior from Topeka, started playing softball at age 5. All she ever wanted to do was to play this great game for the Kansas Jayhawks, and here she is living the dream.
And those batters that their whole life is about the team that they play on, to me, there's such a deep-seated love for their team, for the game, and to come through big here would be huge for Bagshaw.
Ellis staying away. Had the brilliant pitch sequence to strike out Anna Souls to end the threat back in the 5th. Two-one. Waving.
Yeah. Part of what Gabby Ellis has done so well is work the plate on the outside part of the plate and then bring in those tight inside pitches. We talked about that brilliant sequence against Anna Souls. That's what she did. Seeing her outside here more on Bagshaw.
The Big 12 taking on the Big 10. Second matchup of the season between the Wolverines and Jayhawks, and once again a tight affair like it was back on February 8th when Michigan won 4-2. Bagshaw floats it to no man's land in center field, but Alakwa handles it like a champ. 2 down.
And a nice job by Alakwa. If that one's shallow enough, though, if there was a mishap enough to make that throw to second base, I think it was just an unfortunate placement for Kansas. Regardless, Alakwa gets the out. 2 good outs here for Michigan. Still that leadoff runner stranded at first base.
And first pitch strike to Ainsley Linduff. Jayhawks for the third time over the past 4 innings getting the leadoff on. But to this point, like those previous 2 frames, have not been able to get the runner to second base. And it's 0-2.
And attacking the zone is where Gabby Ellis is so good this inning. Even with Haley Kripe, who got on by a hit by pitch, she was ahead of the count, and it's allowed her to take charge of her pitches.
All right, 1-2. Where do you go here if you're Gabby Ellis?
Well, you see she's been living out. You're either going to see her go low and out or drive it in on those hands. I mean, she's had so many out pitches so far this game.
Out and to left field. Stevenson makes the play. So Gabby Ellis put the leadoff on with a hit by a pitch. Got out of it. No score through 6. Between Michigan and Kansas in game 2 of the Norman Regional. Defensive substitutions being made by Jennifer McFall. She brings in Bailey Weber to play right field in place of Ainsley Linduff. But the story has been Lila Partridge in the circle. Not just putting her team on her shoulders, she's wearing it for the Kansas Jayhawks. 3 hits, right back up the middle off of her, and is still rolling in the circle. First pitch swinging by Kylie Carr, and Bagshaw makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out for the freshman.
And efficiency here as you get on later in the game, knowing that this could go into some extra innings is going to be important. Partridge has had 3 innings where she's thrown just 10 pitches.
This is 7, 8, 9 for Michigan. Here's Maddie Erickson hitting in the 8th spot. You would not know that Lila Partridge is a freshman from her composure, the smiles, the laughter, and the dominance. First pitch to Erickson. Shot, what a play, fair ball, Stafford in time, give her a gold glove.
Cadence Stafford, talk about a hot corner, just gloves this. And how about the long throw to get Maddie Erickson? Just an outstanding job. This is what every pitcher loves to see. No doubt, Lila Partridge just feeling the energy of the defense supporting behind her. Man, I love good defense.
Have to have a who did it better competition on the left side between Stafford and the left fielder, Ava Wallace.
And they've saved some base runners, some runs. You can't do it without that kind of good defense.
Michigan will bring up a pinch hitter, but it's not just any pinch hitter. It's Erin Hain, who had the go-ahead RBI to take down Kansas in the first matchup on February 8th.
And Erin Hain, one of the pitchers here, but has been a two-way player throughout this season. A lot of times they didn't have her hit while she pitched just so that she could stay focused. Now pulling her out of the lineup, but her batting average good, her ability to swing hard good. Makes sense when you think about that 9-hitter. Alakwa had a K her last at bat, looking to have a little bit more power here at the bottom of the lineup to turn it back over.
Saw that .351 average, third best on the team. Really has been a breakout season offensively for her, but most of that damage done early in the season. What a moment this would be. Can lightning strike twice in the form of Erin Hain? Snap in the mid for strike 2 is Lila Partridge.
Well, the benefit to me is always against the pitcher, especially somebody like Lila Partridge, who's been moving her pitches so well. For a pinch hitter to come in and not see those pitches to work against, make adjustments. So important for you to attack that zone, make your pitches move.
Lifted. Center field is on it. Limbaugh makes the play. 7-8-9 couldn't get it done for Michigan. 7-8-9 will try to walk it off for the Jayhawks. The Kansas Jayhawks back in the NCAA regionals for the first time since 2015. Trying to come up with a walk-off win against Gabby Ellis and the Michigan Wolverines. Ava Wallace has been one of the stars. Made an amazing play at the fence in left field to save at least one run and make this a game as we go to the bottom of the seventh. The Jayhawks, 7-8-9, trying to come through clutch.
This is that gut check time. Your chance to walk it off here if you're Kansas. Got to believe in those moments that you're in this game, you're ready to fight. Certainly the advantage should be the home team here.
And first pitch is down for a ball. 97 pitches for Gabby Ellis. The Jayhawks have been brilliant getting the lead off on. They have been unable to get that lead off to second base. Ripped up the middle, leadoff single for Ava Wallace.
You can feel that momentum. We've seen so many hits back up the middle. This one just elevated and trails and doesn't cut enough off the plate that Ellis has been doing so well. Ava Wallace connects.
Now a pinch runner for the Kansas Jayhawks. As it's going to be Audrey Youngblood in to run. September Flanagan, the Oklahoma native, back in her home state. What is the job here?
Well, I think she's got a bunt. I think you got to advance this runner. So often Kansas has been able to come up with singles without a runner in scoring position.
Showing bunt. It is down. Third base takes a look at second and fires to first. Wow. Indiana Langford had some trouble with the sun covering first base.
Take a look at Erickson there at third base. She gets this bunt down. She fields it so quickly. She actually takes a look at second base. Erickson fires this in right towards the sun. Langford, you could see the glove kind of catch back. Maybe not seeing that ball go in.
And
Kansas finally with the runner in scoring position.
Now visit here by Lily Valamont. And that play, by the way, by Langford, she just checked in at second base for Alonqua.
And that situation, I think you've got to keep Erin Hayne in the game in case this goes into extra innings, especially since there might be a chance that she might need to pitch as well. So you can't burn her, take her out of the game. You take Alonqua out of the game and put the DP Langford in at second base. And this is the moment for Michigan as Bonnie Thole wants to have that conversation with them. Remind them what the strategy is here. Remind them how to get out of this inning and recheck. Focus on how this game has been going. Not the pressure and the noise that you're hearing right now, because that Kansas dugout's getting loud. So are the fans.
Kansas finally able to move that lead runner to second base. Now it's up to Cadence Stafford. She has been the star of the game defensively at third base, along with Ava Wallace and her stellar play in left. Trying to walk it off for the Jayhawks. And first pitch, ball one. 100 pitches now for Gabby Ellis. Stafford with the single up the middle. Fouled out.
Opposite side of the field, fly ball can give you enough distance to have a productive out in this situation. to advance Wallace to third base. So a couple things that can be done here with just one out for Kansas. But in the end, it's about hitting the ball hard, hitting it in play.
And that hits Stafford. The third hit by pitch by Gabby Ellis. All coming in the final 3 innings of this game when things get really tight.
Yeah, and those things can't hurt you. They have to be in the situation where you have to be nails here in the bottom of the 7th. It's a 0-0 ball game. You can't let everything else get to you in that circle. You stay locked in. Presley Limbaugh, 2 hits directly up the middle. 1 missed chance to score a runner because the bump wasn't executed.
Limbaugh to second base. Langford, no one home at second. And the quick throw to get the out at first. Fortunately, she ate it before trying to make a throw with no one home at the bat.
And she fielded this enough. She felt she could make that run, that leader runner at second base. Has to make a quick adjustment and still gets the out though, but 2 in scoring position here for Kansas. Best opportunity they've had all game. The 2-way here for Michigan.
Anna Souls, 1 for 3. Struck out her last time up. First team all Big 12 selection. And she has been red hot. Hit a walk-off home run to beat Iowa State. That was back on April 25th. This would be an even more memorable walk-off. Winner to take on OU tomorrow. First pitch ball. Youngborn on third. Stafford on second. Souls out of play.
Good movement on that pitch from Ellis. The key for her in this at-bat is to stay ahead in the count. If Souls gets the advantage on a hitter's count, best opportunity to drive one. So many we've seen back up the middle.
That's out, and it's 2-1.
Also not missing by much, just trailing a little bit further on that outside corner. And again, Ellis has done a good job getting the corner call. So is Partridge. That one just falling a little further.
Souls the chopper. Langford, the throw on the run in time. And Gabby Ellis does it again. Working into some trouble, working out of it. And we're going to extra innings. Still no score here in Norman. 7 innings just wasn't enough for Kansas and Michigan. Wolverines 1-0 in extra inning games. Kansas 1-2. The Wolverines will have the top of the lineup. Stepping in, led by Indiana Langford. And a couple of clutch plays defensively at second base to help send this game to extra innings. Kansas had runners on second and third, could not get it done. And a leadoff bunt, foul. Meanwhile, Lilla Partridge is looking like a senior, even though it's a freshman making her tournament debut. She is locked in.
Well, and when you're in this situation, the idea is just give good effort, let your defense do the work, put good spin on those pitches. This is a great place for Michigan to be here, the top of the lineup. Lila Partridge has just been phenomenal. She's had those 3 Ks. Just that one walk. I mean, she has been nails. She's had a lot of help from that defense behind her that has made some pretty incredible plays to keep them in this game.
She hasn't been too shabby herself fielding the position. Here's pitch number 94 from the freshman out of California. In there for a strike. There is activity for the Jayhawks. Blakely Barber getting warm, as well as Lizzie Ludwig. So Barber a freshman, Ludwig a senior.
And I think, you know, this is a situation where if Michigan starts scoring runs, finding a way, when you're the home team, you don't want it to get too far away.
Bang, bang play at first. Bagshaw made it in time.
And such a close play. The speed that Langford has made this a close play, but what about the toss? Outstanding job by Campbell Bagshaw to make that quick play, understand the urgency.
And Bonnie Thole is walking over to the Michigan dugout. Is this a challenge situation here? And it will be.
Langford coming back out of the dugout. And I think, again, you're here in extra innings.
Ball on the field is out of first base. Michigan would like to challenge that. Further review starts now.
And I mean, if it's a close play, why not? You've got the challenges. Looks to me like it's an out still. You see the squeeze there, and the foot still not on the bag by Langford. Take a look at the squeeze in the glove, indicating that the catch has been made. I mean, absolutely in there. I think there's no question about this.
But that lead runner on first base would be so vital for Michigan. Why not challenge it? You have the opportunity. Certainly don't see anything from the looks that we've received.
No. And I mean, again, Bonnie Thole won her first challenge, so she still has a couple to use. And when the games get tough and you're trying to get runners on base, I mean, even if it's close, chance to overturn it, you got to use that opportunity.
After the review, the call on the field stands. Michigan has one challenge remaining.
Well, not out of the woods yet, because standing in now is Lauren Putz. Leads Michigan in nearly every offensive category. She was a first-team freshman All-American last season, first-team All-Big Ten in this her sophomore year. Nearly left the yard. Her last time up went oppo, but Ava Wallace brought it back. If it was not a home run, it certainly would have been off the top of the fence for extra bases and potentially scoring a run.
How about Lila Partridge not afraid to attack the zone against Putz? First pitch strike. This time Putz lays off of it, decides to work the count a little bit more. If I'm Kansas, I don't want her to be the one that's going to beat me. Be very tough with these pitches if you're Partridge.
Well, that wasn't a barrel. This certainly was. To left field, the play by Wallace. Beautiful.
Yeah, man, it had the distance. And Wallace, I mean, that's what outfielders dream of, right? Being able to save a ball over the fence. It's an outstanding job by Wallace. Again, could have been the difference of the game.
That is down right field. One out knock for Putz. Michigan through and through. You don't think this means a lot to her? Her mom, Kelsey, was a star for Michigan softball. Dad, JJ, star for Michigan baseball.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Somebody that bleeds blue. Just so good. Continues to connect with pitches. Her second hit of the game. And a win for Kansas. Ultimately a single versus extra base hit. But this is where somebody like Ella Stevenson, who's been so clutch for Michigan throughout the season, has a chance to come through big.
Who wants to be the hero here tonight? In the fourth extra inning game on day number 1 of the NCAA tournament. An 11-0 run rule win by Oklahoma in game number 1. This, the polar opposite. And swinging through the off speed is Stevenson, and it's 1-1 on pitch 101 from the freshman Lila Partridge.
It's just a dirty changeup. Look how this tumbles low and out in the zone. Stevenson just out on her front foot and off time.
Snaps the mitt, 1-2.
Then delivers a beautiful outside pitch. Curveball with higher velo. Good pitch sequence in those last two.
That's way out. Boyer has done the dirty work behind the plate. Freshman pitcher, freshman catcher. Wouldn't know it from their poise. And that's popped up. Kripe makes the catch, 2 down.
When you think back at the 7 innings here in the regular play here, the amount of defense that we've seen, clean defense. I mean, no errors, no miscues, just solid, good, clean defense from both of these teams. It's been so great to see. I'm a defensive-minded person, of course. I like to see that the team steps up when they need to defensively. Support their pitcher.
Janisa Conway has one of the hardest hit balls of the night. Unfortunately for her, it went straight into Partridge's mitt as Lila didn't even flinch. Two Californians going face to face here in Oklahoma. Off speed for a strike.
Yeah, chooses to hold back on it as Conway looking for something that she can really barrel up and attack. Conway, home run hitter when they met earlier in this season. Helped them propelled to a win in that game.
Hit a home run in regionals last year against Texas. 39 career home runs. Wheels as well with 13 triples. So the put them on, get them over approach has not worked for either team. It really feels like this game is going to come down to an opportune extra base hit.
Yeah, or one pitch. Very well be that long ball that both of them so good at hitting.
Conway lifts it. Kripe makes the catch. Another chance for Kansas to walk it off. Well, Lila Partridge on the right is getting a hero's treatment in the dugout for the Kansas Jayhawks, even though the work is not quite done. It could be if her offense can walk this thing off against Gabby Ellis. Impressive line for both.
And it's certainly the better place to be when you get out of the top of the inning and you can watch your defense do the work. Your job could be done. Got to stay in the moment, but I feel like you have that advantage as a home team to potentially walk it off. Gabby Ellis, on the other hand, back against the wall here, must need to get 3 outs before a run is scored.
You know, if those Kansas Jayhawks would just find a way to have some fun, this may be an enjoyable trip for them. I think they actually have it nailed in the fun department. As Haley Kripe, she'll be locked in as he confidently strolls in. And Kripe's certainly a player that has some juice to walk this off. 15 home runs. Second most for the Jayhawks. At 15 spot, a career high for the senior.
And again, the heart of the lineup, both in this 8th inning. Top of the lineup for Michigan, the heart of the lineup here for Kansas. Both with their best chances to make something happen offensively.
Kripe from a small town in Indiana, Royal Center, actually grew up wanting to play for the Michigan Wolverines. They were in on a recruitment, did not have a spot. So Kripe found a great home in Lawrence, and now a star for the Kansas Jayhawks. That is a very close called ball, and it's 2-1.
And Ellis, I think, had been getting those calls a little bit more throughout the game. Just missing a little bit.
And it's 3-1 from Gabby Ellis to Haley Kripe. Ellis with just one walk tonight. She has hit 3 batters, all in the last 3 innings. Jayhawks left 2 on an inning ago. And the count is now full.
And the power that Kripe has, I mean, she has a chance to change this game with one swing of her bat to work the count full. This is the battle that you hope to see here in the 8th inning. Best hitter versus a pitcher who's been stellar.
And a leadoff walk. Here we go again. Kansas gets the leadoff batter on. Can they move the runner over?
Well, and again, an interesting situation. You got Ella Boyer, power hitter, somebody who's been so good all year. In my opinion, you look at, we're in the 7th inning where the bunt played a huge factor in getting those runs in scoring position. Do you lean on the big bat of Boyer, or do you square to bunt here and get a runner in scoring position?
Boyer, freshman of the year in the Big 12. Foul ball. This is the 5th time in the last 6 innings that Kansas has been able to get the leadoff on. Getting that runner to second base, that's been the challenge. And if I were to tell you that on the surface, you'd say, of course, Kansas has runs to show for it. And this could be it. Kripe to the gap. Kripe off the wall. Excuse me, Boyer with the lace to left and Kripe to third base. And the throw got away from home, but Kripe stayed put. What a charge by the freshman of the year, Ella Boyer.
Man, you knew a hit had to drop in, a big, timely hit. An off speed here. Boyer sits back on it and drives it into that gap. Janisa Conway gets it in fast, but way off target. This one takes a happy hop for Michigan. Does not allow Kripe to advance home, but man, what a situation for Kansas. 2 runners in scoring position.
And is that the right move? No outs with the runner on third there, not to force the issue?
I mean, they had a chance because they have Boyer behind her. I mean, I think in this situation, you still have no outs. And so a sac fly will do the job. You know, a squeeze could do the job. Just a good timely hit can do the job. There's so many opportunities here, and you've got 2 runners in scoring position. So I like the idea of holding them back. But with that said, this has been a solid defense. I mean, we talked about it. No errors on either side, but Michigan has been solid behind Gabby Ellis. Gabby Ellis has come through with some big strikeouts when she needs them. No time better than to just tighten it up right here and figure out how to get these outs.
Boyer smoked that for their 11th double of the season and has set up Kansas to walk it off. The dance moves coming out. I'm sure they will go to another level if Campbell Bagshaw can get it done right here. Lifelong fan of the Kansas Jayhawks. First picked up a bat when she was 5. From that moment on, wanted to play for this program. Trying to become a Kansas legend, but it looks like Michigan doesn't want her to become that.
Yeah, and this makes sense, right? Intentional walk, you load the bases, you now give yourself a force out at home for your defense. I mean, you're in a tough situation like that, that's what you have to do. We've seen Gabby Ellis get out of jams before. In fact, she did against Kansas early on in this season.
What is it like in this moment, pitching mechanic-wise, when you know you just have to make sure you hit the target?
I hate intentional walks. Hate them. So hard. It's not natural for a pitcher to just deliver a pitch that far out of the zone.
Bases loaded. And it's going to be in the capable hands of Ainsley Linduff. From Oklahoma City, Westmore High School. A short drive from here. And you know, this would mean the world to her family if Linduff can cash in. Linduff won a state title at Westmore in 2018. She was the state's most valuable player in 2021. Now here, trying to walk it off for the Kansas Jayhawks.
She popped out to left field her last at bat. That's enough potentially to score that run from third. Again, Kansas looking for a sac fly here.
Once again, Gabby Ellis finds herself facing Kansas with the bases loaded and no outs, just like she did back on February 8th. She got out of that jam, led Michigan to a win. Can she do it again?
And this is a great start. Get ahead in the count. A strikeout would be huge here for this defense, not allowing the runners to advance, not having to make a play.
Linduff to left, on the line. Foul ball. It looked like that was a fair ball on the chalk from up here with Kripe scoring.
Oh man, that could not have been closer. Oh,
Wow.
Just on the outside. Good call by the third base umpire, Ron Burkhart. He had the best eye on the ball. Man, it looked way closer than that live.
That was almost the moment of a lifetime for Ainsley Linduff. One, two. Kansas has not won a game in the regionals since beating Indiana State back in 2015. Linduff, the flare, and into the glove of Maddie Erickson, one down.
Big time out there for Michigan. Infield pop fly doesn't allow any runners to advance. Second best outcome aside from a strikeout.
Ava Wallace, the sophomore, with a chance. Had the amazing catch in left field to take a run off the board for Michigan. And first pitch strike for Gabby Ellis.
Sac fly still in play here. Timely hit, defense moved in.
That's out, and it's 1-1. 127 pitches now for Gabby Ellis, first-year Michigan Wolverine. Big cut and the breeze from Wallace.
Wallace got a hit her last at bat. She waited for a pitch she could hunt. Barrels it up, drove it back up the middle. Middle's larger right now with the defense in.
To left field, the walk-off! Ava Wallace delivers!
What a gutsy hit. Kansas knocking on the door in the 7th and 8th inning, and they finally find a way to get one through by way of a big gap hit by Ava Wallace. She has been lights out today, finding a way to do it for her team. This one barreled up, sent opposite side of the field. And you could see on the trajectory that was gonna drop. Everybody touches the bases, and one comes across for Kansas. What a game. What a battle. Ava Wallace saving the game earlier with a catch in the outfield and then finding a way to come through big offensively.
And that brings us to our Capital One rewarding performance. Ava Wallace has just become a Kansas legend. The Jayhawks in the tournament for the first time since 2015, and they won a game in the tournament for the first time since 2015. And they needed both the defense and the offense from Wallace to get that done. Just her 15th RBI on the season, and Kansas wins a nail-biter, 1-0 here in Norman, Oklahoma. So what do you get? The Oklahoma Sooners. Jennifer McFalls was asked by Patty Gassel to play in a preseason tournament here in Norman. She's like, come on, we see you every year. She didn't think she would see the Sooners in game number 2 for the Jayhawks in this regional, but here we go. The Michigan Wolverines, they got to come back tomorrow and face Binghamton. The loser is done here in Norman, Oklahoma. 7 innings live. Coming up next for Jenny Ritter, I'm Loa Galindo. All hell, Ava Wallace, the walk-off hero for the Kansas Jayhawks.